Okay. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I am Hero, matrix number 306068, and today I'm the first speaker from the affirmative side for this debate. So before I begin, let me first define today's motion. In simple terms, the motion states that people with the authority to govern a country should or should not impose stricter regulation on the combination of various media elements, such as text, image, audio, and video, before they are released to the public. So we strongly support the idea that government should implement stricter rules regarding media content before it is made accessible to the public. So my claim is government should enforce stricter regulation on media content before it is public released. So in today's digital age, social media is becoming an inseparable part of our daily life. However, one major concern is that children are being exposed to social media at younger and younger age. Without proper regulation, they may come across inappropriate, misleading, or harmful content that can can negatively influence their thoughts, behavior, and overall cognitive development. Since young children lack the ability to the accuracy of online information, they are more vulnerable to to be misled by false narrative, unrealistic, and harmful ideologies. So therefore, it is the responsibility of the government to ensure that the media is filtered and categorized and regulated before it reach the public, especially for the audience like children. So my evidence is 2023 advisory released by United States Surgeon General highlights the serious impact of social media on the mental health of children and teenagers. According to this advisory, frequent social media use has been linked to change in brain activity, particularly and in areas to relate the to emotion, learning, and impulse control. So the advisory further warns the exposed to social media can impact social behavior, emotional regulation, and sensitivity to the social punishment and rewards. So this clearly demonstrate that the unregulated media content can have long-term negative effect on younger audience. So if government were to implement stricter regulation on media content, it would significantly reduce the risk of children being exposed to harmful materials. For example, authorities could introduce age-based content categorization systems similar to those used for movies and video games. So this would ensure the content unsuitable for younger audience is restricted and only accessible to appropriate by age groups. So by doing so, we can protect young minds from being misled and promote healthier media consumption habits. So in conclusion, the lack of strict media regulation pose a significant risk to children's mental and cognitive development since governments have power and responsibility to safeguard their citizens. They must enforce stricter rules on media content before it is released to the public. So by doing so, they can create a safer and more responsible media environment for further generation. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am opposition side on this debate. And my name is Gong Zhao, and matrix number is 305909. I believe government should not have stricter rules on media. This would take away free speech and slow down news and entertainment. People should have the right to choose what they want to watch, not be controlled instead of censorship. We should focus on responsible media and education. First of all is take away free speech. Freedom for speech is a fundamental right in any democratic society. Society, if government create stricter media rules, they will have the power to decide what can and cannot be said. And this means if the government doesn't like a certain viewpoint, it can block it from being shown in the media. This stops people from hearing different sides of an issue. And people, including journalists and filmmakers, might be scared to share their true thought if they worry that their work will be rejected or punished. One-side information. The media should provide many different perspectives so people can make informed choice. If the government control what is shown, it only allow news that suppose those in power. For example, in some country with strict media control, citizens only hear what the government allows, which can lead the misinformation and loss for personal freedom. Instead of limiting speech, government should encourage open discussion and responsible reporting. Secondly is slow down news and entertainment. Media needs to be fast and responsive. Stricter rules will slow down how quickly people get news and entertainment because like news delay can be dangerous in emergency like natural disaster, pandemic or conflict. People need immediately update. If every report must be approved before being published, it could take too long and people might not get the information they need in time. And investigative journalists often expose corruption, crime, or government failures. If stricter rules require a government approval, their report may never reach the public. And for the movie, TV show, music, and online video, rely on freedom of expression. If government must approve content before it is released, artists might avoid important but controversial topics. This would lead to few creative ideas and a lack of meaningful story. And for economic impact, the media and entertainment industry create jobs of millions of people. If the strict regulation make content production slower and harder, it could result in job loss and harm the economy. In short, stricter rules would slow down important news, limit creativity, and hurt industry that rely on fast and open communication. Instead of controlling media, governments should focus on promoting ethical journalism and responsible content creation. That's all. Thank you.
Mm. I am from, my name is Ong Xiang Han, matrix number 306060. I am from affirmative side. So, according to the opponent argument, the opponent argues that stricter media rules will infringe on free speech as it will give the government the power to decide what can and cannot be said. This will lead to censorship where differing opinions are blocked. Individuals may fear speaking out, and the media will present one-sided information that only support those in power. Well, it is true that governments can overreach and restrict free speech. This is not the inevitable consequence of stricter media regulations. Stricter rules do not equal to wholesale censorship. They can focus on preventing harmful content such as hate speech, misinformation, and violence without suppressing legitimate opinion or dissent. In democracies, many countries have long-standing laws that regulate media content to prevent harmful materials such as defamation, hate speech, or incitement to violence. For instance, countries' politicians' opinions and media diversity. This shows that media regulation can be targeted and specific without threatening free speech overall. Stricter laws can be enacted to address issues like fake news, which often spread misinformation and creates confusion in the public discourse. For example, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the spread of fake health information had serious consequences on public safety. Governments have a responsibility to protect citizens from such dangers while still allowing a broad spectrum of viewpoints. By regulating harmful content, government can protect the public from misinformation, hate speech, and violence. At the same time, media outlets can still operate freely, offering a diversity of opinion and fostering a healthy democratic discourse. This balance allows both free expression and public safety to coexist without sacrificing one for the other. Instead of eliminating media regulation altogether, we should implement targeted media rules that focus on public safety and the truth. This can be achieved without violating free speech, which supports the broader goal and creating a balanced, responsible media environment that serves society without promoting harm or misinformation. Besides that, the opponent also argues that the stricter media regulation will slow down news and entertainment, leading to delays in the dissemination of important information, especially during crises. This, in turn, could harm journalism, creativity, and the economy, as content production will be hindered and possibly face bureaucratic delays. Well, it is important for media to be timely. Stricter media's regulation do not necessarily slow down news delivery. In fact, certain regulations, such as guidelines for fact-checking and preventing harmful misinformation, can improve the overall quality and speed of media reporting by ensuring that only accurate and responsible content is disseminated quickly. In countries where media's regulation exists, such as the UK or Canada, the media still operates with remarkable speed during crises. The BBC, for example, adheres to strict journalistic standards yet managed to broadcast real-time news during emergency without significant delays. This shows that regulation aims at ensuring factual accuracy don't necessarily impede timely news delivery. Investigative journalism, which is critical for holding government and corporations accountable, can actually thrive in a regulated environment where standards of ethics and truth-telling are emphasized. The Washington Post and The Guardian, for instance, have high editorial standards and still break timely and impactful stories, particularly in political or investigative reporting. By ensuring the content is accurate and reliable, re-regulation can actually enhance public safety and trust in media. While speed is important, it is more critical that the information being delivered is correct, especially in situations like public health, crisis, or natural disaster. Reliable content that adheres to fact-checking standards ensure people can trust the news they receive, which ultimately speak out public response and decision making. Rather than harming the media industry, proper regulation can ensure the delivery of timely, accurate, and responsible news. This strengthens journalism by fostering credibility and supporting the economy as media outlets maintain their roles as trusted source of information. Hence, media roles aimed at maintaining quality control improve the media environment without hindering its peaks of credibility. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Ang Wei Sing and my metric number is 306230. Well, the affirmative team rightly cite the Sergeant General Advisory regarding social media potential mean health risk, which might examine the issue with much greater nuance. The advisory itself acknowledges that current research shows correlation, not causation, a critical distinction that undermines the argument for immediate government intervention. So the mental health challenges among young are multifaceted problem with root in numerous societal factors. The epidemic of social isolation, exacerbated by urbanization and declining community structure. Okay, so un unprecedented academic pressure in competitive school environment and evolving family dynamic in an era where dual income households have become the norms. To single out social media as the primary culprit is to ignore this systemic issue that not content regulation that can address. Moreover, the advisory finding error and are far from conclusive. Recent study from the University of Oxford Internet Institute analyzing data from over 430,000 adolescents found that social media use accounted for less than 1% of well-being variations, significant less impact that factor like adequate sleep or breakfast habit. This suggests that even if we implement the strictest contact controls, we'll likely see negligible effect on overall young mental health outcomes. We must also consider social media demonstrate benefit that blanket restrictions will eliminate. Okay, so for marginalized yet LGBTQ, tense in conservative community, neurodivergent individuals seeking per support, or young activity organizing for social change. This platform provide vital lifelines. The Travel Project research shows that 76,000 of LGBTQ find social media crucial for information support that cannot access locally. Will we deprive this vulnerable group of critical resources based on incomplete evidence? This answer is not government control over contents, but empowering individuals with the tools and education to navigate the digital world responsibly. Heavy handspans will sacrifice very real benefit while failing to address the complex systemic nature of young mental health challenges. Protecting children is important, but government control is not the answer. Empower parents, improve self-regulation, and invest in education. Do not trade freedom for security. That's all for me. Thank you.